Hello everyone, welcome to our first lecture. So in this lecture, we are going to focus on general introduction of user interface and user experience design. So we will cover several points in this lecture. We will start with the definition of the UX and then move on to discuss about UX careers, like what UX designer do and the knowledge or skills a UX designer should have. And we will have an in-class discussion about the user experience. And so we will do the in-class discussions on Canvas since we're not meet in person. And then we're going to learn about the characteristics of good user experience. We're also going to cover some common UX tools in today's market. Finally, we're going to talk about our weekend assignments. So basically this lecture will give you an overview of what are UX and what do UX careers do. So user experience, or we often said UX, is all about how a person feels when interacting with or experience a product, whether it's a physical item, a digital service, or a specific system. So it's not just about whether something looks or works. It's about how it makes the user feel when they interaction with them. So we will always think about, does the product feel intuitive? Is it enjoyable to use? Does it meet the user's needs without causing any frustration? So all these factors come together to shape the overall user experience. In UX design, our goal is to ensure that users have a positive and good experience with the products that created by us, making their interactions as smooth as satisfying as possible. So you will often see that UI and UX, they are mentioned together, and there is a popular job title called UI UX designer. So let's talk about the difference between UI and UX. UI, which means user interface, while UX means user experience. So UI is about the look and the feel of the product. So let's take the ketchup bottle as an example. So the UI would include the label design, the shape of the bottle, the color, the texture, and even the design of the cap. So these are all the visual elements and how they are presented to the user. So the glass bottle with nice appearance designed to be attractive to shoppers. But UX, on the other hand, is about how the product works and how the user interacts with it. So with the ketchup bottle, UX will consider how easy it is to open the bottle. How easy does people get the ketchup out of the bottle? So usually a squeeze bottle could improve the experience of getting the ketchup out of the bottle. While the classic glass ketchup bottle might look great, but when you use it, you have to shake and struggle to get the ketchup out. So that will consider as a poor user experience. So in this example, we can see that UI focus on the product's visual appeal and presentation, while UX is all about making sure the product is functional, efficient, and enjoyable to use. So the designer of the squeezable ketchup bottle considered more about user experience rather than the appearance of the product. So In this semester, we will dive into how to develop an application that are good in both visual design and user experience. We will explore how to make a product not only looks appealing, but also works well for the user. So you will learn how to combine the aesthetics of UI with the functionality of ease of use that UX brings. So this course also aim to build a solid foundation for you to become a UI UX designer. So let's talk about what does UX designers do. Being a UX designer is just one of many job titles within the broader field of user experience. The world of UX is diverse, and UX designers often collaborate with other professionals who bring different areas of expertise to the table. So there are various careers within the field of user experience, each focusing on different aspects of the design process. As a UX designer, you may find that you need to gain knowledge and skills in some of these areas as well. Or you might frequently collaborate with different types of designers. So these designers in different fields, they could also say, oh, I'm a UX designer, I worked for UX field. So UX is a broad sense. Yes, so let's go through these careers. So interaction designer is the people who make the product easy to navigate and simple for users to interact with. So actually UX designers should consider this aspect too. While visual designer is the designer who designs logos, illustrations, icons, font color, size, and layout. So pretty similar to graphic designer. And motion designer, which is the people who create smooth transitions between pages on an app or website. While VR AR designer is another field. It is who provided users with a immersive experience unbounded by the limits of the physical world. While UX researchers are the people who explore the usability of products, provide a solution to a real problem users are having. UX writers are the people who write labels for buttons and determine the tone of language used with an app or website. While the conversation designer is the designer who builds a real-world conversational behaviors into the interactions between users and system. So the theory is a really good example. So the UX engineering is the people who translate the design concept into life. Examine if the designs are technically feasible. Yeah. So as UX designers, usually we also contribute to the interaction design, visual design, and UX research, and sometimes even the UX writer, right? So we'll also contribute to different fields in the UX career. Yeah, so as a entry-level UX designer, your responsibilities will likely to focus on a core set of skills. These are some skills we are going to develop in this course, including the user research, understanding the people who use your product. We will build information texture to show how product is organized and structured. We will build a wireframe, basic outline, or a sketch of a product or a screen. Prototyping, the early model of a product that demonstrates its functionality. We will focus on visual design, how the product or technology looks, the appearance to users. Yeah, so we will build a beautiful interface and also effective communication, presentation, and critiques, connecting with the colleagues and with your classmates. Yes, so all these are the basic required skills for an entry-level UX designer. So as you move forward in your UX career, you might choose to become either a specialist or a generalist designer. If you are a specialist designer, you will focus on a specific area of UX design, such as you only do the user research, you only focus on interaction design or usability testing. So this allows you to deepen your expertise in that particular area. On the other hand, as a generalist designer, you will keep your skill set broad. You will working across multiple areas of UX design. Yeah, so let's talk about specialist designer. So the specialist designer focus on one type of design that enjoy more than others, allowing you to gain deep knowledge in that specific area. Over time, you can become well known in industry for your expertise in that particular type of design. So, specialist designer usually is common at larger companies where there are many designers and there are more room for the specialization. While the generalist designer expands their skills across many different areas of UX work. This allows you to try a variety of responsibilities. A generalist can keep your job feeling fresh and new, and you get to work on a variety of tasks. So most UX design jobs are generalist positions, especially at companies with fewer UX designers. So usually in small companies, they only have 1 or 2 UX designers, and they would expect you to do everything. So there's another type of designer called a T-shaped designer. A T-shaped designer is a specialist who also has a lot of capabilities in other areas. Yes, which means that while you have a strong focus and a deep knowledge in one aspect of UX, but you are also capable for contributing to different parts of a project. So, for example, you are expertise in visual design. You have a deep knowledge in this area, but you also have some skills in prototyping, coding, UX, research, writing. Yeah, so that's about the T-shaped designer. All three paths have their own advantages. So, and by taking our class, work on project, exploring different things in UX, you might find yourself be good in one or the others. So, depending on your interests. So then, let's continue to talk about user experience in life. Think about user experience in your life. When you create an account on an app and had no idea what to do next, that means you are experiencing a poor user experience, right? So the good UX design should involve anticipating potential roadblocks and design issues that users might encounter. This means predicting where users could face difficulties or confusion and addressing these problems before they become obstacles. If the UX design fails to predict the obstacles that prevent users from moving to the next step, just like this app, it can lead to a frustrating user experience. Yes, so also sometimes you pull the door handle but the door didn't open. because you were supposed to push it to open, not pull it. So as designers, we have to think about how to improve the user experience with the door that we can easily exit and enter. Yes, so some design like this will be super frustrating for users. Good user experience should always create products that are intuitive and easy to use. Products should be designed to make the user feel a certain way. But these designs, how they display the buttons, do not make any sense to user. It makes user hard to reach their goals. So it's hard for users to find the number they want because they're not logical, right? So these are the poor user experience. For this in-class discussion, because we are not meet in class, you can complete this discussion on Canvas. So consider the things you used every day, reflect on your own experience, and identify a product with poor user experience. How has it been improved? And if it hasn't been improved yet, what changes would you suggest to enhance it? So you will write some notes to describe it, so including some image and sketches. So here is an example of mine. Like the original version is of the ketchup bottle is a glass bottle, while the improved version is a squeezable bottle. So that's how the designer improving a poor user experience. So you can put your image here and write some notes. So let's I will show you on Canvas. So if you go to the modules, week 1, and you will see there is a in-class discussion, Thursday in-class discussion, talk about a product with poor user experience. So here is my example. So you can click on reply, and post your example and write several sentences to explain it. So let's continue with our lecture. So you may take some time to post the in-class discussion first, then you can move on for the lecture. So I'm going to continue. After we think about some poor user experience example, let's get to know how a good user experience should be like. So in UX theories, there are 5 characteristics of good user experience, which is usable, equitable, enjoyable, and useful. So useful, which means the design, the structure, and the purpose of the product is clear and easy to use. As you evaluate a product for usability, you can ask questions like, is everything in the design easy to find? Is the design's functionality easy to understand? Can users accomplish specific tasks within the design? So take this website as an example. The primary purpose of this website is to book a flight, right? So design should be very clear and provide a clear and easy way to complete the task. So that's why the designers put the book button on the homepage. So it's very clear for users to direct them to the place that they can book the flight. So that means this product is usable. So the second characteristic is equitable. It means design is helpful to people with diverse abilities and background, regardless of the gender, race, or ability. As you evaluate the equity of a product's UX, you can ask questions like, are the needs of a diverse group of users considered? So does the product's design addresses the needs of traditionally underrepresented and excluded groups? So let's take these emojis as examples. The keyboard emoji listed here includes different skin tones and gender-neutral options, which people from different backgrounds, gender, race can pick the one they prefer. So that's an example of an inclusive design, and it's an equitable design. Well, most video platforms, they have a function called turn on the live captions. So this function will help people with hearing issues, helping people with some kind of disabilities. So that's an example of equitable design. So people in different backgrounds, they feel comfortable to use your product. So enjoyable, which is the third characteristic of a good user experience. So that means the design reflects what the users may be thinking or feeling and creates a positive connection with them. As you evaluate how enjoyable a product's UX is, you can ask questions like, are there aspects of the design that consider the user's feelings? Does the design inspire delight in the user? Does the design keep the user engaged through their experience? So let's see. This one is a high. So in the shopping app, designer will provide you with some high quality images, so you know that what you order. There are some good, beautiful reference photos. Which make users feel enjoyable when they are selecting the product. So for some website system provides the user the ability to customize the appearance of their account. So just like you can change a wallpaper, customize your wallpaper of your phone and your laptop desktop. Yes, so that's an example of the way that designers can make users feel enjoyable when using their product. So let's move to the last characteristic, which is the useful. So useful means the design intentionally solves a user problem that the designer has identified. So as you evaluate how useful a product's UX is, you can ask questions like, does the design add value to users' experience? Does the design solve a problem for the user? Does the design help the user to achieve a specific goal? So let's take the phone, the map app as an example. So if you get lost, a map app will tell you how to get home. So this product is useful. But if the app can't find your current location, there are some issues happening here. The app is not useful anymore. So yes, so determine if a product is useful is pretty straightforward. So it helps you to solve the issue is useful. It's not, if it doesn't help you to solve the issue, it's not useful at all. Yeah. So usable and useful are different. So we have to pay attention to that. So they are totally different concepts in UX. So usable refers to how easy and intuitive it is for user to interact with a product. Users can navigate it effortlessly and complete their task without confusion. While useful refers to whether the product actually meets the needs and goals of the user. A product is useful if it provides value and solves real problems for user. Yeah, so like some product eventually do solve the problem for you, it's useful, but if you feel confused or awkward during the time you interact with it, it's not usable. So a useful product might not be useful. Let's take the ketchup bottle as an example again. So you may, when you are using a glass bottle of ketchup, you may eventually get the ketchup out of the glass bottle and eat it. So it is a useful product, but it takes very hard to do so. So the design is not usable. Yes, so it's useful, but it's not usable. So there are some difference between the two concepts. Yes, so how about let's talk about our weekend assignment. So the weekend assignment is you may think about a product that you feel is usable. You feel like it provides a nice user experience for you. It could be a website, application, or any system you've used. And discuss about how the design reflects the characteristic of a good user experience we covered in class. We talked about the concept of usable, equitable, enjoyable, and useful. So you may include specific images as example for each characteristics you discussed. Then you will go to post on your discussion board. Afterwards, take a look at your classmates' post and comment on at least two of them. Yeah, so I will show you a example. Yes. So this you may post an image as example for each characteristic you are discussing about. Write several sentences to explain it, and you can mark a circle on the part that you are talking about, like this. Yes, so let's go through this example. So the design of this app is usable because the button clearly help to indicate what will happen next. So this is an app. This is an app that is equitable because it is helpful for people who speak different language. You see the place has been circled. From here you can change the language. You can switch the language by typing this selection. Yeah, so that's example of equitable. And also this app is enjoyable to use because it provides the high quality photos of different types of pizza. So it's visually appealing and help users understand what they are ordering. This app is also useful because the app's feature allows users to narrow down their search. It helps users to easily select a pizza and order. So that's useful. Yeah, so let's go to the next section. Yes, so let's talk about the common UX tool used for UX designers. So the Sketch, Freehand, and the Zeppelin are the three older UX tools that are still in use today. So especially within some large teams that might find that it's pretty challenging to switch to the newer tools. So these tools are often used together because they can complement each other's functionalities. So one advantage of these tools is that they don't require Wi-Fi, so which means you can work on your designs offline. Yeah. But however, these tools do have some limitations. For example, they don't support real-time collaboration. So if your team needs to work on a design, these tools won't allow that. And also, they don't offer built-in prototyping features, which is an important function in modern UX workflows. So we will not learn to use them in this class, but if you are interested in them, you can explore them by going to their official website. Yes, in this course, we will be focusing on the two key tools today, Adobe XD and Figma. So you will get plenty of hands-on practice and demos with both of these software programs. Adobe XD is great if you're already familiar with other Adobe products. It could work seamlessly with tools like Illustrator, allowing you to easily transfer design elements into XD. If you are comfortable with working with Adobe Suites, you will find Adobe XD really easy to pick up and use. So on the other hand, Figma is another software we're going to explore in this class. So Figma is currently the most widely used UX tools in the industry. Most UX jobs today will require you to be proficient in Figma. So it's a powerful tool that includes all the essential functions for UX design, from wireframing to prototyping. And the only downside is that Figma requires a Wi-Fi connection to use. Yes, so you can't use it if you are not on the internet. Yes, so we talked about last class, like you can start think about your project prompt today, from today, yes. But you still have almost 2 weeks to decide about your project prompt. Yeah, so let's go to Canvas to see about the so here are several things you will need to work on weekends. Yes, so the first is this one, introduce yourself. Yes, and I think oh sorry, I think I haven't opened it yet. I will do that as soon as possible. Yes, and the second thing you will work on is do this in-class discussion thing. Yeah, so this one is just very easy. So you just post it on Canvas. Yes, and the third thing you will do is the weekend assignment, which I provide with the examples. Yeah, so don't forget to reply some of your classmates' post. So yes, I will post the PowerPoint for today's lecture on Canvas as well. And here is think about your project prompt. So you don't have to complete this assignment until September 10th. You still got time to think about it. Yeah, so that's the end of our video lecture. So hopefully to see you on next Tuesday.